discretion advised. This product hunt pitch has been rated 18 plus for profanity, adult themes, and an emphasis on the crushing futility of post-secondary education today. Good evening. My name is Michael MacPherson. I'm a developer with Riipen. Today, there are over 25 million post-secondary education students in North America, and of those, 1 million will find relevant internships and co-ops. Riipen is here to service the other 24 million who still face the age-old problem: can't get a job without experience, and you can't get experience without a job. Riipen's solution is simple. We turn in-class assignments into validated work experience. Instead of graduating with a diploma, you graduate with one diploma along with 30 different experiences with 20 different companies in 10 different industries. So, let's see how this works. First, Riipen starts with the schools. Now, we are based out of Vancouver. We have University of British Columbia as one of our clients. We're also with U of T in Ryerson. And a professor can go in here and create a new assignment. Now, quick show of hands, who here went to college or university? Great. So when a professor finishes grading your assignment, what do they do with it? That's why this is here, because this is post-secondary education today. That's what's done with your assignment. Just let it sink in. So a professor can go in, create an assignment. Now into business school, so let's talk a marketing assignment. This is what a completed assignment looks like. Using Riipen, professors now moderate assignments and moderate the relationship between organizations and students. Now, we got this little button over here to join this assignment. What's all that all about? Who's going to be paying for these assignments? Well, Microsoft is going to pay for these assignments. Not only Microsoft, though, we are currently in 6,000 businesses and 120 educational institutions across North America. So, as Microsoft, currently moderated by myself and Michelle Obama, we were very lucky to get her. But why does Microsoft care? Why would Microsoft use Riipen? Well, anyone here who has hiring experience, perhaps you have the experience of just looking over a resume and thinking to yourself, this is bullshit. No, just me. Resumes are dead today. No company likes looking at resumes. Microsoft wants to use Riipen because it makes it much easier to evaluate talent. Not only to build their brand on campus, but Riipen is how they can attract talent who have the actual skills that Microsoft needs in their company. So, how would they actually use Riipen? Well, they go into our assignments library. And they can go through and see, marketing campaign. Well, Microsoft decides they want to run a marketing campaign using Snapchat. They know how to do it, great. A lot of students know how to use Snapchat, let's approach Riipen for that. They click on marketing campaign, they click to join this assignment, and commit to the terms to make sure that this is a good experience for the students as well. And now, they can create a relevant project for the students. So, for Snapchat. Now, once that is completed, this is what the students will finally see. A project that not only satisfies their course credit, but provides them with incentives to do a good job. In this case, they can be interviewed by Microsoft for an internship, and the top team is awarded $500 in cash. Most importantly, they receive a rating and review from the employer. Think about what that means. Like right now, I could go on LinkedIn and endorse Dorina for trampolining. Maybe you're good at it, I don't know. But that goes right into LinkedIn. That's just stored there. Riipen is the only place that offers verified skills, and that is what's going to get students jobs, not a fucking diploma. Thank you.
Will you be endorsed for throwing this?
Maybe.
I like the passion. So, who are your main competitors here?
EI. That's the biggest one, employment insurance.
Okay.
However, fair question. There are two others that are attempting to go into the same place. There's EduSource, they're only in the US, as well as one called I forget the name, it's somewhere on my iPad. They're in Australia. The key difference is our focus on verified skills. So, for example, if you see here for these projects, it's not just an overall rating for the project. You can actually rate their Photoshop skills, their sketch skills. And then recruiters can look into that. Companies can look into that.
Cool.
Thank you. So using that Microsoft example, you're getting reviewed by Microsoft. So we all take this course, Microsoft reviews. Some of us are good, some of us are bad. How do you avoid the perverse incentive where Microsoft will not be able to hire all the good ones, or let's assume they can't, but another employer would say, well, Microsoft said you're amazing, so why didn't they hire you? And if they didn't, why should I?
That's a fair question. In some cases, there will just be a limited number of spots, but beyond the skills, they're going to then interview you. They're not just going to say, oh, you're a 6-star person, come on down. There will be some level of culture fit, and just based on your personality, that's not something we're going to be able to rate.
Fair enough.
Here. Going to break pivotal.
So can only professors create the course initially? You're
So-
mentioning verified. That's the only reason why. What if I go on your site and try to create a course? Am I allowed to?
No. But there is some flexibility. So there's two different ways of doing a project. One is assignments can only be created by professors who are part of institutions who have agreed to use Riipen. So that's one way. And an organization can then associate a project with that assignment. However, organizations they don't have to tie it to an assignment. They can just put it up on the site if they want to, and students can still do it, but then their incentives have to be better because you're not getting course credit for it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious what your plans are for growth and scaling up. It looks like you almost have a 3-sided marketplace.
We do.
So how are you dealing with that?
So right now, we don't really have to sell to students. We aren't charging the students anything. We have a sales team that is divided into two different specialties. One who approaches organizations, and in some cases we approach organizations and say, hey, we found an assignment that would be perfect for your company that this professor just posted in UBC. On the other side, we are approaching schools. We have a different sales team for that to explain the benefits to them that, you know what, students are becoming more skeptical of post-secondary education today and the likelihood that they're going to get a job. Because right now, the status quo isn't acceptable. So the sales pitch isn't necessarily that hard. We just have to prove that we're the ones who can make it happen.
And to follow up on that, how do you onboard students then?
So for onboarding students, that's something we're still working on. Because right now, like this product that I'm showing you, this is not live. We haven't launched this part yet, and we are just getting the basics down where we still have to hold the hands of organizations and professors, and to an extent, it'll be professors interacting with the students to show them how to use Riipen. Okay. Yeah?
Catch? Throw it softly.
Yeah.
Looks really interesting. What's in it for the prof?
So for the prof, when they're speaking to students, why should the student be listening to anything the professor is saying? There are a number of professors, and top ed as well, who they won't care. But if a student is in your lecture, they're thinking to themselves, how is this going to get me a job? Then the professor's really not going to be able to hold their attention, but using something like Riipen, they can now. And they can act as intermediary to make sure the organization isn't taking advantage of the students either.
Cool. And just a quick follow-up question. Do you have any, information to share about how this has worked to date? Like, do you have any students who have been placed because of this yet?
Yes, those are numbers I don't have. The main ones I have are the 6,000 businesses that have created projects on the platform and the 120 educational institutions.
Okay, cool. Oh gosh.
One more? Okay.
So, what's your breakdown by industry? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems a bit ironic in the sense that the industries that are most likely to adopt this are also the ones where people are most likely to get hired in, such as tech, engineering, and marketing.
That's a great question. For approaching at the beginning, we started with the business schools, and slowly we're then going into tech, and we're going into design. However, they also have like Faculty of Arts. And there was a great story that came out of Ryerson, where a music professor, he took his students to bars as an assignment, took them to a bar, and got his students to evaluate everything going on in the bar and how the music was affecting the entire crowd. Well, guess what? This is information that is incredibly valuable to the bar owner. So now this is a place where the Faculty of Arts absolutely can get satisfied just as well as marketing.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.